Our question today is from RumBumBum. What are the players' motivations in Tomorrow Forever? This is a great question, and a very important one. It's a little bit obvious when you just say it, but players have to be motivated to play the game, or they won't. And Tomorrow Forever is a very sandboxy game. There's no main quest, there's no, linear storyline, we're not going level to level. It's a world where you can do things. Everything is optional, so as the designer, I need to make sure that players are both motivated to play the game and motivated to do at least one particular thing in the game at any given moment, or they'll just stop. So keeping track of how you're motivating players as a designer is absolutely essential. And of course, different kinds of motivation resonate differently with different players, so players want to know what they're signing up for. In Tomorrow Forever, I'm focusing on 3 different motivations, which are, not coincidentally, probably my biggest motivations in my own gaming experience. This is what I look for, this is what I enjoy in a lot of games. So in no particular order, we're going to start with exploration, then talk about experimentation, and then expression. So let's break these down, one at a time. Exploration. The world is strange. I've always enjoyed exploration, whether it be physical, digital, social, or any other form, and I want to bring that joy to Tomorrow Forever. There's already one planet, Sado, that's got a variety of strange and intriguing locations to discover, and the plan is to have at least one more planet by the end of the year, ideally with many more to follow. While Sado is intended to be a somewhat mechanically vanilla starting planet, I want each planet, Sado very much included, to bring its own challenges in the form of different conditions, missions, inhabitants, and stories. And of course, there's already a variety of monuments to investigate and stories to unravel right here in Sado's sulfuric sands. Now, the next update will have the first wave of mission givers, NPCs that come up with plans for you to execute on, and that will entrust you with greater and stranger challenges as you complete their tasks. This will allow players to have a clear line to follow to find new and exciting things in the game, as opposed to the current system of sort of walking up to the holographic globe and hoping that something interesting has come up in the random generation list. Beyond that, though, I'm continually working to improve the technology that drives Tomorrow Forever's spherical, sort of semi-procedural planet, and working on a few player opportunities to draw players out into the world. Second is experimentation. This is arguably a form of exploration, but there is a little bit of difference. I'm a big fan of doing science in games. I'm a big fan of breaking games and seeing what I can get away with. And the many gadgets and hackable objects in Tomorrow Forever are absolutely built with that spirit of chaos in mind. Can you teleport on top of a turret and hack it before it shoves you off and ventilates you? Can you get a missile that's chasing you to crash into another opponent? Can you shoot the pilot off a ship and take it? Well, those are the questions that I want you to enjoy asking and answering. And that's a big part of the joy of having the rich systems in Tomorrow Forever or any other game that have that sort of depth and complexity. All these things add so many permutations and so many strange events that can happen. So there's a lot of richness in the ability to really experiment with the game and dig into these systems. I'll say for the future, I hope and expect that once items become unlockable in a few patches, instead of just being all available from the start for testing purposes, that this will also be a key motivator in unlocking new items. Since we really do have a wide and growing selection of tools, finding new ways to combine them in a variety of circumstances and sort of having the idea of, oh, wait a second, what if I had one of these for this? I think that could be a lot of fun. Third and finally is expression. Thus far, the human models for the game have been cheap 3D models that simply fulfill the role of being the thing that you see when you see a person, so you know you're seeing a person. I've just never really liked any of the things I've tried for the human bodies, so I'm very excited to show off the new custom models that are coming with the next patch. These are much more flexible and can have customizable clothing, helmet, goggles, and very likely to come in the future is even more customizable parts of the outfit than that. But we'll just kind of see how far we can push that. So one of the longer term arcs of the game will be acquiring cosmetics and altering one's physical appearance. Now I'm going to save some details for the future, but suffice it to say for now that the players are coming from a society with an extremely rigid sense of how bodies should be, and they are in the process of casting that off. So that will be another major part of the long-term progression of the game, and a major part of player expression. So that's the big 3 motivations that I'm working with as parts of my design. Exploration, seeking out new people and places and experiences. Experimentation, seeking new knowledge and understanding and tricks. And expression, seeking to become more like yourself. I can pretty comfortably say that while these are somewhat supported now, they will be much better supported across the next few patches, especially as the game gets to be more and more of what it's intended to be. We're still on track for the originally intended schedule of hitting a beta-like experience somewhere in or before 2024, and hitting a full release, though not necessarily the end of development, in 2025. These things take time, and it's important to have a clear vision of what you want in the long term. So, thanks to RumBumBum for asking the great question, and thanks to all of you for coming with me on this journey. It's impossible to know exactly where it'll take us, but I feel pretty confident that it'll be a fun ride. If you'd like to support my work and be the first to see sneak peeks of what's coming in Alpha 9, head over to my Patreon, or just join us on the Discord to chat about it, and maybe even get in on a playtest. And of course, like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on the next one, and thanks for stopping by.